Dabura has activated his domain expansion, Tsurugi actually straight up died, and Yuji and Mahito finally face each other, with Maru and Yuji having met as well. One of the craziest chapters of all time, especially Yuji and Mahito meeting. Dabura's beautiful domain expansion. What a crazy chapter. Let us get right into this. Please be sure to leave a like on the video. It helps out so much. Thank you very much. And of course, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for a ton of consistent and quality JJK Modulo content just like this. If you love JJK Modulo, I promise you're not going to regret subscribing. So the first 2 pages is actually a flashback of Tsurugi and Maki, where I'll just read it for you here. Maki says, even if I weren't here, even if Mai hadn't died, someone might have done something right, someone may have fixed something. Now I can say I was so sweet, I was so naive. Even so. And then of course in the next page we have Tsurugi's death. So Tsurugi let go of the soul splitter katana and he let Maru cut him in half. He actually got the Yuta treatment just like his grandfather. This is wild to me because actually Tsurugi just is straight up dead. I don't know if anyone's gonna heal him or save him, but it looks like from the way this chapter goes as we'll continue reading, like he's actually dead. Like there's no ifs and buts. He straight up has no more pulse. So we'll continue now with the next page. Maru says if he had followed up with that swing, Tsurugi would have won. Why did you let go of the sword? And Tsurugi answers, I don't know, but somehow I felt as if something was wrong. I felt like a future where I win this way wouldn't be right. This isn't about right and wrong. Weren't we fighting for Yuka? And then Tsurugi says, so yeah, I don't know either, damn it. I'm only 17 years old, pulling out the I'm a minor card. I respect that, Tsurugi. You can't really lose an argument when you pull out that card. He says, I don't understand anything anymore. What am I supposed to do? And then Maru says, no, that's not it. On Earth, in Japan, and now I think this is back to Tsurugi, the ones who have been living there since so long are Tsurugi and the others. There is life there too. Cursed spirits are a part of that life. People like us. But then, actually this all seems to be coming from Maru. If those who are here from the beginning are the ones who are right, then where's the place of those who were taken from? Whose place was taken from? What of those who never had a place to begin with? What are we supposed to do? The Earth, the universe, whose are they really? And then we just have Tsurugi just straight up dead, and Maru says, I don't understand anything anymore. Cross Yuka, somebody, and Rika, the ghost of Rika, is actually there smiling, watching over all of this happen. And then in the next page, Dabura actually senses all of this happening, or senses what's happening next. Dabura just says to himself, Maru, huh, really? And then Dabura just, oh god, this guy is such a beast. He's so raw. Like I literally said last chapter, foreshadowed that he's gonna do this by his own words. Dabura says, so I should make it out of this kind of barrier. Sort of implying that Dabura just simply saw a barrier exist and he just replicated a domain expansion from that simply there. And he thinks, does that technique exist there too? As he says to Mahoraga, hey. And in Mahoraga, like, he just adapts. I don't know what he's adapting to. And it even confuses Dabura because Dabura doesn't fire off an attack. Mahoraga's wheel just turns. And Dabura even thinks in page 10, what's it starting to adapt to? Could it be my cursed energy itself? No, to my existence. This is the first time someone quieter than me ever wanted to trade words. So a bit of comedy there because Mahoraga doesn't speak. Dabura is someone who's already quiet, and Mahoraga just isn't answering anything. He's just adapting and getting stronger. I don't even know what he adapted to, like Dabura's cursed energy to his existence. Maybe it turns out to be true that Rika's binding vows made this adaptation absolutely crack, but it doesn't matter. In the next page, a beautiful double page spread, domain expansion, another world on the edge of life and death, reverse crossing, and this looks utterly insane. I mean, it does make sense of, like, you know, light, mirrors, so it actually does tie back to his technique. It's beautiful. It has a lot of symbolism as well with, you know, finding another world, reverse crossing, just completely beautiful. And I'm gonna make a full video breaking down the symbolism and the strength of this domain expansion in today's video that I'll be posting today in my review. And then, oh, here, this is where it's gonna get crazy. In page 13, Yuji says, oh, could it really be a Kalyan? So you know, I heard the general outline from Todo. Maru says Todo, and Yuji says that funny guy with a musical instrument instead of his hand. So as we talked about in a video I made 7 days ago, literally last week, like, it is confirmed Todo's alive. We already knew that, like, Nobara and Mino were speaking with Todo, his existence and just alive being general already being confirmed, so this isn't new for us. But yes, Yuji and Maru are actually in a special place. We'll talk about this later, but it's between life and death on the ship of the Nuax, like the mothership, and a Kalyan is here. So as explained in page 14, Yuji is actually paying the new Kalyan. Maru says this is the longest living Kalyan revered by the Rumilian people aboard the ship. And Yuji says, yeah, it really does resemble a cursed spirit. It does. And Yuji says, so then why was I brought here? Maru says, my technique judged that you're suitable. Suitable for what? Yuji asks. And then Maru explains, the cursed energy of Tsurugi and Ryuka's grandfather, the Muru that composes the Now next, that's the mothership. By combining that along with my technique and his technique, I want to begin harmony between the Earthlings and Sumerian people. So basically he wants to forcefully create peace with his harmony technique, the most broken technique in all of Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, as I keep saying, this is the most greatest technique all of Jujutsu Kaisen history has ever seen. Not to say it's the strongest, it's not the strongest technique, it's just the greatest technique we have ever seen. Nothing comes close, not the Infinity, not Shrine, not Dabura'S technique. This harmony and chaos is the most special grade of all special grade techniques, like everything that it's done. But just to continue, Maru tells Yuji, however, I cannot proceed on my own authority. Itadori Yuji, I want you to pass judgment on this harm and serve as witness, as the representative of. Page 15, Yuji says, and what exactly does that mean? I want to create a world where cursed spirits are no longer born, which I made a video exactly about this theory, predicting this exact plot twist when chapter 2 of JJK Modulo came out. Check my channel, I'm showing on the screen. 4 months ago, when chapter 2 was released, I made this video predicting this exact outcome and that this would happen. Honestly, I'm incredibly impressed and shocked, especially since I've been saying Yuji's gonna return since chapter 1 every week. So to see all of my theories come true and literally every prediction of mine come right, I'm very happy with that. Especially this, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect that theory from all the way from 4 or 5 months ago to actually come true. But again, I'll just continue the spoilers, that's what you're here for. Just to reset what I said before, Yuji says harmony, and what exactly does that mean? And Maru says, I want to create a world where cursed spirits are no longer born. And Yuji says, that is my older brothers and the unfulfilled wish of someone who once took care of him, handing Yuki's notebook to Maru. And then page 16, Yuji says, let's do it. Maru says, thank you. And then Maru says, applying to somebody who's like hiding back there, he, like he was chosen by technique as a key to harmony. It seems this place is a crossroads for every soul on earth, and he appears to be one of the inhabitants. And then Yuji is a bit shocked and says, what a familiar face. Mahito is there. Mahito is right there, and it seems this place right now that Maru and Yuji are at is like the cursed realm in between life and death, and it's even aboard the mothership. I don't know how they actually have this place, the Sumerians access to this place, but they just do. And Mahito is actually there, and Mahito is shocked, saying, Itadori Yuji, you're late, I've been waiting to you, because unless you died first, I couldn't, it took so long. Hey, how did you? 1 second, you're not dead. So basically confirming this whole time, Mahito's 68 years has not passed on because he's been waiting for Yuji to die. And he actually doesn't know Yuji's immortal, and he's shocked that Yuji's not only not aged, but he's also immortal. And then Yuji says, I was called here. And then Mahito says, hey, why the hell? I've been waiting all this time, genuinely like falling back, just knowing he's gonna get one shot, like seeing Yuji's true strength and knowing he's not even dead. And then it says, let's begin. And just to basically explain what's gonna happen is they're going to use Mahito's ideal transfiguration to basically edit all of the humans and sorcerers on Earth to make sure that they no longer leak any cursed energy or negative energy, so that cursed spirits can no longer be born. It does seem like everything's being wrapped up. Tsurugi is dead. I mean, he may come back alive, that could happen as well, but Yuji and Maru just solving everything, basically removing cursed spirits. As I said before, Yuji being the key to bringing peace as well. But it's just insane to me that Maru this whole time actually was just waiting for Yuji to smoke him in the afterlife. Like, that is actually insane dedication. And Dabura'S domain expansion, my goodness, this is just insane. And I'll be posting a full review today within the next 12 hours, so please be sure to leave a like on the video, it does help out, thank you very much. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss the full review of the full scans today. If you love JJK Modulo and you want to see the full chapter, you will not regret subscribing, because I post JJK Modulo content regularly and I'll be streaming today as well. So trust me, if you love JJK Modulo, you will not regret subscribing to this channel. But that's all from me, everyone. Have a great day and take care. What a crazy